Hello friends, hi, how are we today? I hope we're all doing well. I'm here for the week of February 5th through February 11th. We're finally making progress with our catch up on our plan with me's, and I am using the book lover kit from Murdock Talks. And I am going to say this. I was batch filming. I had filmed a lot, lots and lots of stuff I had filmed. I don't recall being so indecisive with my kits previously. I had a very hard time with this one. And I wonder if it's just because everything's been laying down really easily and I've been feeling really good about everything recently, but I don't know. I definitely do know, though, that I went in a straight across pattern, much like the previous week, which was January 29th through February 4th. You guys should definitely all go check that one out if you have not. It's really cute. But this was a very empty week, and I just felt like I needed to do a straight across so I could take up the extra space doing the colorful headers, and then I did all 4 of the glitter headers. I really struggled with the bottom, washi. It was sort of blah, plain. I think it's supposed to be used with foil. Again, you guys know I'm not about that life. And I was like, I just don't know what washi to bring in. Every time like clockwork. I'm so sorry, friends. Anyway, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to bring in. And I didn't want to bring in Simply Gilded because then I didn't have any foil that I wanted to bring into the spread. Because I try and use my foil icons as much as I can with the spread. I don't know. I'm weird, okay? I'm weird, so sue me. Wild Oat would have gone with this kit, like, perfectly. But, again, I didn't want to bring in foil. So I've had this pack of wood grain washi from the Recollections at Michael's for a couple of years now. I have been dying for a chance to use it in my planner, and it just looked like a bookshelf to me, and kind of like 1970s bookshelves in a home. Maybe 1980s? Anyway, I struggled with it. I probably could have added something else, as I said, but I didn't know what to do, so I just laid it. Because it's thicker than 15 millimeters, but it's still thin that there was this. I don't know. Obviously, you saw how it turned out. So here I'm just doing all 4 of the headers straight across. That's what I'm doing. And that's what I continue to do. Oh, wow. I just took my time doing this. Also, hurt my finger quite badly. So it is bandaged up. And that also delayed the process. And then because of the humidity outside, all of my headers were sticking, and I just wasn't having a good time. Not to say that this kit isn't lovely, not to say that the artwork isn't fantastic, but I struggled. Like, very clearly I struggled. So I ended up stopping doing my voiceover last night. I could hear my voice was struggling as well. We're going on 1 month. No, I think maybe 3 weeks where I've had like complete laryngitis, or, you know, my voice is croaky. Not my usual croaky, but like extra croaky, and I can feel it. So just taking it easy where I can. That is the only way that I get to continue to do these plan with me's, if we're going to be totally honest, the voiceovers. But I have a glass of water beside me today, and I'm feeling well rested. I haven't used my voice a lot today. The kids have been really good. So yeah, hopefully I can get through the rest of this. This is a longer plan with me, but we shall see what happens. We shall see. The second half of this plan with me absolutely took a really long time. I was super indecisive about a ton of things in it. Again, I know I said this earlier, but I just don't know. I don't know. And the thing was, I was very excited to plan this week. So, I can't tell. Anyway, the sidebar turned out really great. I decided there is a this week, firstly, very exciting. But I used the glitter headers, and I tried to use them in the order that I wanted to, but too much of the like beiges and browns were there, so I ended up just pulling in the green at the bottom just to give it a little bit of symmetry to the habit tracker on top, and that actually worked really well. And then I just did a currently reading. I used a 3rd box from the kit. Now, here's what I will say. I love Murdock Talks. I've used her for years. You can find a lot of videos of her like kits on my channel. Fine, whatever. I have never had an issue with my pens like I have before this week too. Maybe that was it. The vibes just weren't vibing, which is such a, I think, Gen Z thing to say. Maybe Gen Alpha. I don't know. But it was a weird week. Like, it just didn't feel as natural to me. But now we are moving into the day by day, and that's really the good stuff. So let's get into it. On Monday, I used a Fox and Pip Girl to note that I worked in the office, and those were my choices for working in office this week. You will notice that I have a big one on Wednesday. I had nothing on Wednesday, or not even that much on Wednesday. I had nothing on Tuesday, but I was trying to use up a sheet. I will say this round, so the first round of like batch pulling stickers for the weeks that I was behind, I think I did 13 weeks, and I had 24 pages at the end of it of completely used up sticker sheets, which was really exciting for me. This time I pulled, I think, 8 weeks, and I was very frustrated because I only ended up using 7 sheets. I know I used my stickers, so that's fine. And I'm trying to use what I have instead of buying new stickers. I say this with the full knowledge that there is a gigantic haul coming up, at least 40 minutes. So if you are going to clock me on that, no, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. But yeah, I don't know. Just a little frustrating, but I'm actually at the end of that 8 weeks now, so I do have to batch pull coming forward, so I'm hoping to pull all of March and all of April and the rest of February. Into May. Anyway, the rest of Monday, I went for a lunchtime walk, about 2 kilometers, and I used an emoji for that. I used an icon from the kit to note that I went to Tim's at work, and then Bex came over to our house. We had office stuff, and we each got from our work equipment that the other liked, like had a preference for that type of equipment, so we just swapped out our stuff, which is totally fine. Then I pulled in a Mario to note that I played with the boys on the Monday, and then my little guy had a really tough night. I think this is the age when nightmares start to set in. I don't know. He was just having a rough time. On Tuesday, it was a work from home day. So I used a Sweetie sticker called Olivia to note that. And then I continued to organize my stickers. So if you haven't seen that video, go back and check the last spread. And then I went on a lunchtime walk on the Tuesday as well. And that was 3.5 kilometers. Wednesday, see, we're all caught up now. I did go back to work in the office. I had training on this day, which is why I was in on a Wednesday. I don't love going in on a Wednesday, but based on my scheduling and everything, I am going to have to be going in on more Wednesdays because I cannot just expend my entire summer not going into the office one day a week because I've elected to take that day off. So then I also went to Tim's on this day. It was a bad week for eating out. We're not going to judge me. And then I brought my lunch to the office, which is why I noted office lunch, because prior to that, I had been eating out a ton. That night, I came home with a Happy Meal from my friend Daniela, as well as the Prairie Planner. And then I spent a great deal of my night reading. And then my little guy had just some constipation stuff at daycare. Nothing for you to worry about, but I noted that with an emoji. Moving on to Thursday. On Thursday this week, I also didn't have much to add, so I drew in some stuff for myself, which I don't think I've ever done before. So on Thursday, I worked from home again, same noting, and then I used an icon from the kit on an appointment label, which was very hard to see. Like, you cannot see this on camera. And then I also used an icon from the kit to note that I had a brow wax at my lunch hour. And then that evening, not much went on, but we did have a family dance party in the kitchen, all 4 of us just dancing around to some cool tunes, trying to get the kids out of their, like, children's music phase and into an adult phase, like, better music, obviously, like our taste in music. So I used a third box, but I flipped it vertically, and then I drew in some music notes, because I don't have any music notes, which I should probably purchase, but it was kind of nice to draw everything in. On Friday, and I feel like I'm very delayed in this, but on Friday, I worked from home again, and I had daycare drop-off. I had it on Wednesday and Thursday. I don't know why I didn't bring it in. Then I made a gigantic order from Old Navy just for both of the boys. They just were running out of clothes, and I was like, what is going on? What is going on here? So they just had a massive growth spurt. Normally I have my little guy in hand-me-downs for my big guy, but because they were born in opposite seasons, sometimes it just doesn't work out. So that order of boxes is actually from a shop that is no longer open, Simply a Mess. Then I did laundry, and then that day I did weights, and I used my TheraBand like I'm supposed to be every single day. Shh, you didn't see it if I didn't see it. And then I also went for a walk. I think that was about 2 kilometers. Not a very far walk, but just enough to get the blood moving. So that was my Friday. And then on Saturday, I had laundry, and I used a Squish icon for that. I love Squish from Fox and Cactus. I am so glad she released her stuff. I can't wait for you guys to see the haul video where I have like the squishes that represent my life, and I just won't go into it more because it's a bit embarrassing. Anywho, and then I cleaned my kiddo's high chair. It just gets really revolting, and then I tidied my kitchen. And then that morning, my big guy had a haircut at 10:30, and he's been better at his haircuts. The first day he screamed the whole entire time because he hasn't been allowed, because if your kid couldn't keep a mask on, they weren't allowed into barbers or hair salons until very recently in Canada, or at least in my part of Canada, which is fine. I understand that. There's blowing air. Totally get it. It just meant that we had to do his hair a lot at home, and he really could have benefited from seeing a barber much earlier in his life. So I used Amaro for that, and then a Coffee Monster Co. icon to note that I went to my dad's place for dinner, and we did something fun that we've never done before. We ordered in. My dad normally cooks, or my sister normally cooks. So, and they don't live together. We just all get together for one evening, and it was nice to order in that night. On Sunday, hopefully I moved the camera up, but on Sunday I just had my usual Fox and Pip to Mark swim, and then I meal prepped for my week, and I filmed using an icon from Sweet Tea Sticker Co. and a script from Sweet Tea Sticker Co. And that afternoon, my in-laws came over for a nice visit. That's another Fox and Pip icon. I did another walk, and then we went to Play It Again Sports. We tried on ski boots at this point, but my kiddo was unsure. We did pick him up a pair of skates, which he really, really liked. We got about 45 minutes of skating out of him before he said his feet hurt, which is like better than me. This is where the drama happened. My pen just completely ran out of ink, which is fine. So I brought in another pen, and then it just also ran out of ink. And I was like, what is happening? What is going on? So I got a third pen, and it was I don't know, the cleaners don't write as well on the Murdock Talk paper as they do on other papers. So I don't know if it was just the paper, but even just on the page, things felt, this is going to sound weird, but if you're a pen person, you'll know, they felt tight and skippy. So if you are a pen person, let me know if you understand what I'm saying in the comments down below. And also, just because I like knowing about these things, let me know what kind of pen you use. Do you also use the Kleena, or do you use a different one? You guys know I've been using my Kleena 0.5 for years, but there is another pen that's shortly coming up to like take the winner. And also I forgot to turn off my camera for the rest of filling in my spread, which takes the longest time. So that was everything. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Toodles!